Okay, so I'm here with Ernesto Rodriguez. He's one of my favorite writers. He's got a very unique style, which is colorful and fun to read and edit. Ernesto, you just did this article, Latin American Politics Reshuffles After Russia Starts War in Europe. You looked at the whole continent as well as Central America and Mexico. And we're going to talk about your findings. I want to hear, what did you discover, and um, about the continent as a whole, and as none of the countries that joined the Western countries to impose sanctions on Russia. Um, Explain that to me, please.
So even the countries that have attacked Russia and that have, well, first, how you doing? Hello, people. So even the countries that have been criticizing Russia and attacking the war in South America aren't really able to do much with sanctions against Russia. Even the big South American economies like Chile, like Argentina, if they put sanctions on any big power, it's gonna hurt them. It's hurting themselves more than that country. So even putting like Chile giving, because Boric has been really strongly opposing the Russian invasion, but even him giving Russian sanction will hurt Chile more than it will hurt Russia. So it doesn't make too much sense for South America to do it. It will have symbolic power, of course, especially you can go with, yeah, the small country, even us are giving them sanction, but it's hurting your economy, it's hurting your people, and it's not really doing much that the sanction that Europe and the US are already putting on Russia aren't doing. So yeah,
Okay.
that's the main reason.
Interesting. Now, aside from Chile, what other countries oppose Russia's invasion and war the most?
I mean, most countries in South America actually have been opposing some left-leaning leaders like Pedro Castillo in Peru or the Argentina have been more lukewarm at the time of criticizing Russia, have been more soft, but they are still criticizing it. And people like Ivan Duque from Colombia and Gabriel Boric from Chile have been really, really openly criticizing the invasion and have been denouncing the violation and the systematic violation of human rights. So even while South America hasn't been as involved, it's been interesting to see, especially when you see that the blocs are not as dependent left and right as they were before the war maybe. I just before this article, I think I published an article saying that a lot of governments in South America were going to the left, and it's been interesting to even see those governments that are from the left being openly against this war and against this invasion.
And your previous article, it was really good, and it's an interesting point that you make, that they're moving that direction, but on this issue they're really drawing a line. Okay, let's talk about Russia's biggest supporters, the trio of autocratic support on favor of Russia. Which countries are in supporting them?
I mean, the three biggest supports that Russia has are Nicaragua, Cuba, and Venezuela. They're the three longest dictatorships in the continent. They don't seem like they will leave soon, and they see Putin and Russia as an important ally to survive and to keep having some kind of economic stability. So for those countries criticizing the war, it's not a good strategy, and they're also ideologically allied to Putin. We're talking about autocratic countries that see a strongman like Putin as an ally, even an example in some cases. So that's why you see speeches from Maduro in Venezuela or from Nicaraguan's government just basically even offering military support. To be honest, there's no much military support that these countries can offer to Russia. but it's a sign that they see kindle soul in, like they see yeah, like so
Kindred
they
soul.
see Putin as an example to follow, as a kindle soul, as
Hmm.
something to aspire to be. So yeah,
Kindred
that's
spirits.
why. Yeah,
I
kindred spirit was the word I was thinking. Thank you.
that's why
So
we work
guys,
so
English
well
is my
together.
second language.
Yeah, this is your second language, but you do very, very well with it. I love your writing.